And remember that if you want to improve your wellness, improve your health, you don't have to wait until a certain date. You can literally start right now. You can start this minute to make a decision to do it, but remember that it does take time. Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rosie. Today we're going to be talking all about healthy habits and really how to achieve wellness this year and beyond. What does wellness and what does health even mean to you? When I'm recording this, it is the start of the new year, and often people try to use this time as a way to reinvent themselves or change their health or improve their wellness. And I think having goals for yourself and setting up, challenges and trying to challenge yourself to do better is always a great thing. But you don't need to wait till the new year to start implementing healthy habits. And also, healthy habits don't have to be extreme. So I just want to come on here and talk to you about some healthy habits and really share what has worked for me and how I ensure that I prioritize health and wellness in my life. And you might be surprised by some of these tips because they may not be as traditional as you might think, but this is what's worked for me. And I just want to add that this information is not a substitute for any medical or nutritional advice that you would get from your health professional. I am a dietitian, but it's always important to get your own personalized care and information. Okay, let's get started. So the first tip is going for a walk, okay? Like taking walks, going outside, getting fresh air has really transformed my life. And I'm not even being dramatic here. Whenever I go for a walk and start moving my body, it just helps me to clear my mind. It helps me to solve problems. It helps me to get new ideas. And it also gets me to move my body. So I'm releasing endorphins that really help me to feel better. I often like to go for walks, even for exercise and physical activity. It could be a really fun and exciting way to move your body. Imagine if you just call up one of your friends or go for a walk with one of your friends if you're able to. Imagine how fun that could be with you all just having a conversation, catching up, but also being physically active and moving your body. So definitely I would say in terms of health habits, walking has to be up there for me. It's one of the best. I definitely think that you should try to make it more of a priority, even if you go for a 10-minute walk every single day. And it doesn't even have to be every single day, just start somewhere. So my next tip, and as I mentioned earlier, I am a dietitian, so I'm all about the food, is really focusing on nourishing your body with nutritious food. It takes time to think about what you're putting into your body. It can often feel very challenging or discouraging to try to eat healthy, but I think it's really important to have that mindfulness to understand what do you want and how do you want to nourish your body. So let's talk about nourishing food. It's well known that fruits and vegetables are really health promoting foods. So definitely have more of those in your diet. And it doesn't have to be the typical things like kale, what's another one, avocado, or all these like trendy things. You can have those if you want, but I'm also saying there's other fruits and vegetables that you can have too. Think about where you come from. Think about your culture. What are the fruits and vegetables that are grown there? And think about how you can integrate them more into your diet. So another tip when it comes to looking at food is preparing more of your meals at home. Okay, and I know personally over the last 2 years I would eat a lot of takeout. I would definitely order a lot more than I did in the past. And just looking at how much money I spent or even the types of foods that I was ordering, it just really wasn't a reflection of what I wanted for myself. So one thing that I think you can do is start to think about how can I prepare more of my meals at home. And you don't need to make them some super gourmet type of meals. They can be really simple but really nutritious and also really affordable. If you can start to prepare more of your meals at home, it's a great way to promote health. And why this is because when you're preparing your meals at home, you are in control of what you put into the food, right? So for example, if a recipe calls for salt, you're in control of how much salt you put in there. If it calls for butter or some sort of fat, you can also think about how much you actually want to put into it. Whereas when you're ordering food, when you're ordering takeout, you don't really see what goes on behind the scenes. For example, I've been to many restaurants where, they are serving vegetables, but they're drenched in butter and fat. But if you were to prepare that at home, you could maybe steam it or bake it or do in the air fryer or something like that, where you can actually see what you are putting into your food. And one other thing, if you are going to be cooking more at home, it's gonna require you to actually go grocery shopping. Nowadays, you can also order your groceries to your home. So that's an option for you as well if that's something that you wanna do. There's different sorts of companies that do that. Definitely research what is available in your area, but it will require us to make grocery lists, to maybe meal prep, to think in advance about what we want to eat. And I know that can be tough and sometimes we don't have time, but we can make the time. We can really make the time, and we can start small. So even if it's just preparing your breakfast or some snacks, just start small. And next, I want to talk about something that you may not necessarily think about as wellness or health promoting, but honestly, this is me speaking from my own experience and just to see how this has transformed my life. But by removing toxic people and distancing myself from toxic relationships, I've really been able to focus on my wellness, my mental health, and even it's been related to my physical health as well. I started getting panic attacks. And this was not something that I had experienced before, but I had them, and it was something related to people I was surrounding myself with and the relationships that I had in my life. And my health really suffered. My diet really deteriorated, and I started emotional eating a lot more. And once I had to kind of be honest with myself and look at who was in my life, what was going on, and take note. At first, I didn't take as much action as I wish I did, but I did see that every time that there were issues, my health would decline. When I started to take note of that, I saw that if I really wanted to have better health, if I wanted to have wellness in my life, I really had to change the way that I allowed people into my life. And that's what I want to share with you, that if you want to have better health, if you want to have improved wellness, you may want to really think about who you have in your circle and who has access to you, and how do you feel when you're around these people? How do they make you feel? Do they make you feel bad about yourself? Do they make you feel bad about your decisions? Do they make you feel uncomfortable? How do you feel after you interact with them? What are you doing? Is it helping you towards your goals? And sometimes you have to ask yourself this and be honest with yourself. Often that can be difficult, but I think during this time, a lot of us have had to be honest with ourselves and take action. So speaking of mental health, another tip or suggestion that worked for me was going to therapy. So I'm actually someone who's been going to therapy for 10 years now. Therapy has really helped me throughout my life, just being able to process things and giving myself space to feel the things, feel the feels. And also, I think it's always great to have a great circle of friends and family that you can speak to. But therapy, just speaking to someone who has an objective opinion about what you're going through and who's a professional and who can provide you with resources and supports to actually help you address your mental health, I think it's a game changer. Finding the right therapist, going to therapy, doing the work. It's not just about going to therapy, but there's also work to go along with it. Really does make a difference, and it's really helped me to better understand myself and my relationships. And I think that's been one of the main reasons why I can say that I'm in a better place mentally, spiritually, emotionally, than I have been in a really long time. Therapy has been life-changing for me and something that I will maintain moving forward. My last tip is to drink water. Yeah, it works. Drink water. We need water for our cells, our organs, our skin. Water is so vital. Personally, sometimes when I drink water, I feel like my mind gets clearer. Like sometimes I'll just let me have a glass of water, and you just feel better. Usually, by the time we start to feel like we actually need water, we're already dehydrated. So we have to start to have water as more of a routine part of our lives, not just when we feel thirsty. For example, right now I'm drinking coffee. So if you're drinking things like coffee or things with caffeine, you definitely want to have some water by you so that you stay hydrated. There's a lot of apps nowadays to support that, or you could put a timer on your phone to help you, but those are some ways for you to drink more water. Well, those are all the tips that I have for you today. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you know that changing your health and improving your wellness takes time. Reflect and think about what you want and what are your goals. Take the time to really think about it and start small. Small steps over time add up. Let me know in the comments what are some of your wellness and health goals for this year. What are some things that you're going to be trying? And maybe share a tip that I didn't share. Let's help each other out. And remember that if you want to improve your wellness, improve your health, you don't have to wait until a certain date. You can literally start right now. You can start this minute to make a decision to do it, but remember that it does take time. So if you like what you see, definitely like and subscribe to my channel, share this with your friends. Let's prioritize our wellness today and moving forward.